So for those who have been living under a rock recently, we've had TwitchCon going on featuring, well, all the Twitch streamers meeting up with their fans and each other, having a jolly good time, including the people in the Apex community. And personally, I've been feeling a lot of FOMO, fear of missing out, seeing everyone having so much fun on the timeline. Just look at this. Everyone's just having a great time. It was a tournament, Twitch Rivals. I'm still a Twitch partner despite streaming on YouTube, so it is a bit of a shame not being here. They look at all the smiles, all the happy people, and I just felt bad about that. But then I started seeing. So for the Apex community, this has been a great event. They had a great time. Some people made money. I think there was like a record for like the best performance in competitive Apex on LAN set by Imperial Hal and Sweet Dreams and whoever the third was. Just a very jolly time for the Apex scene. But outside of that, there's been some crazy stuff going on. We're going to be talking about a few things. So let me just start by saying TwitchCon was a disaster so far. Outside of the Apex scene was also not that good. Apparently, the PCs they were playing on were really, really bad. The frames varied from 30 frames per second to like 100 or something like that. And pros are used to playing on 240, so that was understandably a disaster. The worst part is some people had like 30, 40 frames on their computer when they're playing, and some people had 140. I think honestly, looking at it, I think the problem was just simply that people don't really know how to set up a computer, how to set up a stream. So some people had higher quality settings on their computer. It was more taxing than other computers. That's at least the feeling I'm having. I could be completely wrong. I wasn't there. I'm just speculating. But we're not here to talk about Twitch Rivals. But thankfully, Astra Hara, Ender Elise, I don't know their name, put together a list that apparently got a lot of likes and quote retweets, so everyone's seen it. Just showing just how bad TwitchCon was. A comprehensive list or thread of everything that went wrong at TwitchCon that they've seen on their TL, so obviously that's not all of it. But let's just take a look at it, shall we? Alright, let's just go all down the list. The accessibility line so there was a you can meet and greet your favorite creators, and it was like a special line, as I understand it, for people with accessibility, I should call it. Like if you're disabled or something, you might be in a wheelchair or something like that. And this was a whole thread basically saying that security was kind of stressing this person out. They had a service dog. The security was not being very nice with them, and eventually I think they got yelled at one point. They weren't allowed to meet whoever they were going to meet. They were supposed to meet 3 people, but were turned away from 2 of these meet and greets. So that's a shame. That's not a good way to start off the event. We have this one from Shroombies saying, "Thank you TwitchCon staff for dumping me out onto a dark random street with no direction that was very safe and responsible. Just found my way back to the convention center. I'm gonna get picked up there." I don't know the full context there, but you can probably guess what happened. I feel like this might be like some problem with the event. Twitch is still responsible at a certain point, but yeah, we'll move on. Another one from Shroombies. "If you're coming to the party, you haven't made it yet, don't bother bringing a bag. They're turning away all bags bigger than a fanny pack, and if you're food drink, they're gonna make you throw it out." But to be fair, that does make sense. I don't know if they were selling beverages or something there, I don't know. Oh yeah, and there was more chaos about the accessibility line. People were supposedly getting trampled in wheelchairs. They were trying to like push through the people in wheelchairs in accessibility line. I was seeing a lot of complaints about security in general. That seems to be a general theme here. Again, I don't know how much that's Twitch's fault. We're gonna get to parts that I'd probably argue could be Twitch's fault, but yeah, this is just a lot of security issues. They were not doing a good job. Apparently Call Me Carson and Sukuna was there and they got kicked out. And of course, this is one everyone's been talking about. It's a little bit disturbing, so we're not gonna watch too much of this. We'll just watch like the start of it. This pit right here, as I understood, it was some type of challenge. You had this foam ball pit, or foam square, should I say. And it was interesting, to say the least. It looked pretty fun, I guess. A lot of people got hurt. So, I'm not laughing at them getting hurt. I think it's a screwed up situation. I'm just laughing about this like absurdity of it all. Because if you look at this clip, you can see this is a foam pit. People are supposed to be jumping like that. And like it's concrete right here. It's not nearly deep enough. Like normally these pits are probably like several times, probably like this high. You would need, yeah, I'd say you probably needed foam all the way up here rather than just here. This is like 1 or 2 layers of vault. It's not enough. So what happened is, not this creator, but another creator, they fell and they sprained their ankle, as I understand it. and there were a lot of other minor injuries, and this is the worst one. Again, if you are very sensitive to seeing people getting injured, you should probably look away for the next few seconds. So they having a bit of a bout here, and in celebration, she jumps straight off, bam, and then she breaks her back into places, just like that, because this was not clearly enough. And you can see her rolling around a bit. I'm not going to. It's not a good look. And, you know, back injuries are not good. Like, that stuff will last with you forever. And I am not... the extreme negligence to put this together. They had the right idea, but they just didn't plan ahead. I don't know. I don't know if there's, like, any type of guidelines for how thick you should make these foam pits, but this is clearly not enough. Obviously, I'm not an expert. If I were the admin of this, I would say it was okay, because it's not my job, but it is their job. They are responsible, and you know, if you break your back, that's gonna probably be with you for the rest of your life. Super sad about her, Adriana Cechik, getting hurt this way. Really hope that she gets a speedy recovery and that she doesn't, you know, have anything lasting longer than this. And hopefully she can pursue this legally against Twitch, because they are very liable. It's by no means her own fault, and you know, living in the US, I'm sure it's going to be very expensive and a lot of things to deal with medically. So definitely, that is something that they should look into. So lack of planning has led to dangerous crowds. Yeah, someone was talking about that too. There were like very large crowds or dangerous, risk of trampling. Apparently Travis Scott showed up at one point, which I feel like is almost ironic in a way, going off of that one concert he had. The name escapes me at this very moment, but not a good look. Another person dislocated their knee in the foam pit. So apparently people fainted behind these posters because the lines weren't organized. Had a man involved with TwitchCon. I saw his lanyard strings walk up to me while I was walking down the street. Signed to me he thought I was beautiful and grabbed me by the waist. After hitting his hands, I was saying no, he ran away. This is the Dream SMP panel. Very overcrowded. I'm honestly not sure what it's supposed to look like, but there's a lot of people. So yeah, that does seem a bit overcrowded. Still going. 60. Call me Carson. Oh yeah, that's crazy. I thought didn't he get banned like everywhere? That's insane. Okay, sure. Ask Crumb to take off their box. So apparently there was another faceless content creator that they told to take off their box mirror for security. Yeah, that's not the play. That is not the play. And yeah, that kind of just went down the thread. Kind of low-key glad I didn't go. It seemed like very chaotic, very dangerous. I saw someone had the name, I survived TwitchCon. Now I didn't go, and also we have the ALGS, so I wouldn't be able to anyway, so it probably would have been very sad having to play the qualifiers from the US. I wouldn't even be able to. But either way, that was just talking about TwitchCon as a whole, I guess. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all when I see you. Bye-bye.